us. Yeah, girl.
I'm on it.
Here, I'll move out of the way.
His name is what? Bob.
Can't wait to see this.
Did you guys see the other ones that we downloaded?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see here, so this tough outer layer right here, so this is the Duramoder. So if you notice, it's very thick, very strong in texture. Actually takes a little bit of effort to cut through it. Right? So it's not nice and clean. Not real easy. So it's pretty tough to it. You can see here down the middle is the falx cerebi, and then back here you've got the falx cerebelli. So the falx cerebelli separates between the cerebellum, which you see here, and the cerebrum, and the falx cerebi divides between the left and the right hemispheres of the brain. So as you pull away, the dura mater, see here on the inside here? See all those little faint little spider veins? Mm-hmm. That's the arachnoid mater. So if you notice, what's the difference between the two? Paper thin little bit of tissue. But in between, so if this were an actual brain, or if this were an actual live brain, if this were an actual live sheep brain, you would see there'd be a little fluid fill space here. Because in between the brain and the arachnoid mater is the subarachnoid space. So this would actually have cerebral spinal fluid in it. Right, so this here is the dura mater. This here is the arachnoid mater, and this would be the subarachnoid space. Here's your falx cerebi. Here's your falx cerebelli. So let me trim all this away. Anybody here had brains before?
Mm-hmm.
It's good. I'll never forget that. The sequel to Silence of the Lambs, when Hannibal Lecter's eating brains on the plane, and he gives them to a little kid.
I have to see that.
Yeah.
I saw Silence of the Lambs the other day for the first time.
I think it's just called Hannibal or something
Something
like that.
like that, yeah. Hannibal Rising or something.
Mm-hmm.
The
I
second
liked
one?
in the first one how he got away from the cops at the end.
Was that the one Anthony Hopkins?
Yep. Sir.
He's amazing actor, man.
Yes, he is.
It's falling apart.
Did you have any fava beans after you watched it?
I just had some candy.
Can't you?
It's pretty tough.
It is tough.
That's called the tough one.
That's why it's called the Tough Mother, yeah.
One tough mother.
So as you can see here, it's a fairly sturdy membrane. So it takes a little bit of time and effort to get rid of it. Okay, so here you can see. So here is the cerebellum. Here is the cerebrum. So here's the left and the right hemispheres of the cerebrum. Here's the cerebellum. Underneath here, cut all this away here. So here you can see some of the fat mass that's around it and some of the other things. Here, you can see, can somebody do me a favor? Can you go get one of those metal pointer things? It's in one of those trays.
Do you need tracers?
Nope. Actually, yes, I do. Thank you for asking. All right, okay. So, notice how the brain has got a slightly shiny sheen to it. See what I'm pulling away here?
The PMO?
That's the pia mater. Right? See how thin and delicate that is? Right, so that's why we call it the pia mater. Right? So it is directly attached to the brain. You can actually peel it away if you like. Or you can just...
It's like a sunburn.
Huh?
What's that black stuff?
This is what's left over from the blood vessels that were there. So you can pull away some of that pia mater. There. Okay. Underneath here, you can see. So this here, this is the olfactory nerve. Right. This is one of the things I'm going to test you guys on the practical on a sheep's brain. So the olfactory nerve here,
That whitish looking.
right up here.
It's the low.
The big one.
Right,
On
so
the
right
right
here.
side.
Right, so this is the optic nerve. There's one, you can kind of sort of see it over here. Here's the optic nerve, and then this crisscross area right here, this is the optic chiasma. This right here is called the cerebral peduncles. Directly above here would be where the infundibulum and the pituitary gland is. But so these are taken out of from a livestock that have been slaughtered for meat, and so we get them from them. They're not super delicate when they take the brain out because they're in a hurry. But so this is the cerebral peduncles. Here is your midbrain, and here's the pons and medulla oblongata. Right, so those are things that you need to know.
So how many sheep's brain are you going to have on the practical?
Probably 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
3, maybe 4, right?
Stations or questions?
Stations.
So 6 to 8 questions?
Probably 6, maybe 8.
The short answer is yes.
Probably 6.
You're right there?
Yeah, I just got
Okay. So,
Just swallow.
all right, so you've got the left and the right hemispheres, right? So you can see here. So there's that corpus callosum that we talked about, that you can see there. This here is that cingulate gyri, right? That one big gyri. So notice here, if you open it up in here, this is that lateral ventricle. So this is that first and second ventricles in here. So this is where you would find all of that cerebral spinal fluid being produced in there. So inside of here, you can't really see it real well, but inside of here, there is where you find the choroid plexus, which produces that cerebral spinal fluid. Here is the intermediate mass of the thalamus, right here. So this here is the hypothalamus, the perithalamus, and the hypothalamus. Here you can kind of sort of see this little dark area right here. This is pineal gland. I'm not going to make you know this. So here's what I want you to know for the practical. I want you to know the dura mater, the pia mater. I want you to know the hemispheres. I want you to know the cerebellum, the arbor vitae, intermediate mass of the thalamus, the corpus callosum, the pons and medulla oblongata, and those 2 nerves. So those are the only things that could possibly be on the practical from the actual sheep's brain. So
Where's the nerves at again? The 2 nerves?
olfactory nerve and the optic chiasma. So here's the olfactory. Here's the optic nerve, and then the point where it crisscrosses. So I'll ask you, what's this crisscross area? That's the optic chiasma. So that's how what you see in your left eye. What you see in your left eye is interpreted mostly by your right brain. Most of what you see in your right eye is interpreted mostly by your left brain because of that optic chiasma. So those are all things. So olfactory, optic chiasma, pons, medulla oblongata, cerebellum, arbor vitae, left and right hemisphere, intermediate mass of the thalamus, and corpus callosum. So those are the things.